How's it going, movie fans? My name is Jonathan. I am a man of movies. Today, guys, the Cinema Squad is back again, and we're going to be talking about our 5 popular films that we haven't seen yet. Yes, films that you will be so disappointed in me, but not just me, guys, because we got quite a crew here. Everyone's not here yet, but I want to start off with one of the sexiest men on YouTube. What is up, Dan?
Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I wasn't sure if that was going to be Joe or me.
Well, Dan, how you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Do you think with the list that you've concocted today, how disappointed are people going to be in you?
So a few of them people already may know from different live streams, but I think some people are gonna be pretty disappointed. I think for a couple of them especially.
Yeah. I think we might get some people unsubscribe from us. But Dan said it. He isn't just the sexiest man alive. He is one of 2 because the second one, Mr. GeekyHiJynx himself, Joe.
Hi everyone. How's it going?
No. Where's the air horn?
Hey, Joe.
Oh, my phone's out of battery right now. I'm devastated.
Joe, how have you been? How have you been, man?
Really, really good, my friend. Really, really good. Glad to be here with you guys as always. Love our live streams. Love them boys at the Cinema Squad. And just looking forward to this tonight. We're really looking forward to it all week. Well,
I asked Dan, how disappointed are people going to be in you, man?
I don't know, because as you know, I've seen tons of films. Like I've seen tons. So for me, there are some films that people would assume I watch, but it depends what you call. It depends. It's subjective, isn't it? What you think so disappointing. If I said I haven't seen like any of the Marvel films, you'd be like, oh, so yeah, nothing like that. Or is that a spoiler? Who knows?
This is actually a challenge that's been going around our little YouTube community. Many people have been doing their top 10 films they haven't seen, popular films that they haven't seen. And we were challenged by a Miss Lisa Loves. If you guys haven't seen any of her videos, do yourself a favor. Go check out Lisa Loves. She has one of the best channels out there. She loves film. She loves true crime. I love true crime. I enjoy her true crime stuff. It's amazing.
One of my favorites.
Honestly,
one of my favorites.
I must say the same. I must say the same. But guys, our number 5. Number 5. Number 5.
Who's done that voice? Did you just do that now?
I just did that now.
I was ready for that.
So the way I have this set up, guys, we're gonna start with my number 5.
Number 5. Oh, that's amazing.
Maybe you can take number 4. You'll take number 4.
Oh, please, can I do number 4?
We're gonna start with my number 5, guys. Get ready for the disappointment here. This is a film that it's funny because I was just talking about my dad who's never seen a Marvel film. This is a film that my dad has definitely seen. I remember having this film around on VHS. This is an 80s film. It came out in 1988.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
And I think we're in Christmas time right now. Many may consider this a Christmas film because it's Die Hard.
Oh, no.
Wow, John.
John, I'm devastated.
I have never seen Die Hard in my life.
Guys,
what can I say? I've never seen Die Hard. It's funny because I probably know the movie like the back of my hand because everyone and their moms have seen it. Everyone and their moms have reviewed it. Everyone and their moms have talked about it. I know every... Yeah. It's a lot of moms. It's a film that many people have seen, that many people treasure and cherish so much, and yet I have never seen it. It's not that I don't want to see it. I do want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to seeing it. Dan, I don't know. What do you think? How disappointed are you in me?
I am so surprised by that. Like very surprised. Although I guess I just watched it probably a few years ago, or something like that. My hot take on this one is I actually prefer the third one. I actually like Die Hard 3. I have
the third one's really fun.
Yeah, or at least I had more fun with it. Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that just Die Hard 3, or is that one of those like Die Hard Another Day?
No, that's part of like the trilogy, like with where they were kind of close together in the 90s.
So it's
What is
1,
it called?
2, 3.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have a subtitle.
It's called Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah,
Okay.
Die Hard with Samuel L. Jackson. So
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
Okay.
It's a really fun film with Jeremy Irons as well as the villain.
Joe, I feel like you're the most disappointed in me.
I'm severely shocked. Die Hard was the first proper action rated like 18 R in America film I ever saw. I watched it at the age of 13. I think I watched it when I was like in years. I think I must have been about 12 when I watched it because I watched RoboCop in the same year. Both. My mum's amazing, but it's it's for me. It is one of the best action films of all time, and it stands up even today. And if you were to watch it now, you wouldn't feel like it's dated or it's corny. It's such a good film, like non-stop. You can't go wrong with it.
I guess this is what I want to ask before I get to the comments, and maybe you guys in the comments can answer this. I haven't seen it. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Well, Bruce Willis says it's not.
Okay. So does that mean it's not just because?
No, it's definitely a Christmas movie. It's like
it's I don't know. It's a Christmas movie because it's set during Christmas and it has Christmas themes in it. But like, it's not like Elf or like Home Alone or Christmas Vacation.
Well, look at Gremlins. Gremlins are set at Christmas, and it's like still like a horror in its own sort of way, isn't it? Like a family. So
yes,
just because it's not Christmas, it's like set at Christmas and not about Christmas. So it's similar in the same vein.
We are now going
to
Mr. Dan.
Yeah, Dan, son.
Number 5. Number 5. Dan, what is your number 5, bro?
So my number 5 is the Godfather trilogy.
What?
I have not seen any of the Godfather movies. Yeah, I'm kind of on the same board with Lisa though. What she said, it's like I'm just not into mob or gangster or like that kind of stuff. But I plan on watching it. I own the trilogy set. I got it for Christmas a couple years ago.
It's such a good film, And it actually, funny enough, The Godfather, it actually shaped a lot of real life mafia. Because a lot of the mafia back then, they just wore casual clothes, you know what I mean? Didn't take care of themselves. They watched The Godfather. I've seen so many documentaries about it. And they, because of The Godfather, all the gangsters and the mafia you see in the suits is because they were inspired by the film that was emulating them, ironically. So no, it's a great film. Classic film.
I ended up seeing The Godfather because I bought it on Blu-ray a couple of years ago, and I had a whole marathon where I watched all 3 back to back to back. I had a whole day just watching the movies, and upon watching the very first Godfather and even the second Godfather, but talking about the first Godfather, I fell in love with it. I think it is one of the best films ever made.
Yep, I agree.
Some of the best performances I've ever seen in my life. Sequences that literally like wowed me. That I think I put one on a video I had about top 10 wow movie moments was from The Godfather. So many moments, and many people that know me know that my favorite character in movies is actually Woody from Toy Story. But number two is Michael Corleone. Al Pacino. Al Pacino's Michael Corleone is one of my favorite movie characters of all time. I think he's so complex in the way that he was this. He went to the military. He came back. Some things happened. And now he's being forced into this life that he didn't want, but he's too good at. I love it. I adore it so much. Dan, why haven't you seen it? Is there a reason?
Well, other than not really being into mafia movies and mob movies, too long, I think. Or I'm if I see a length of a film, I need a whole day. So I want to do what you did basically. I probably want to watch, or at least the first 2, over one day, and then I'm like excited to watch them for a filmmaking standpoint. Just like what you said, like it's so good. Like I want to see the filmmaking and I want to see it, but I'm kind of like Lisa that I'm not that looking forward to it because I'm not into mafia movies.
I'll put it to you this way, Dan, right? When you look at films like Dune or Star Wars, people that done like sci-fi, not attracted to sci-fi films, they're like most of the films they might not like, but with Star Wars and Dune, there's some good stories there. And same with The Godfather. Like you might not like the whole like span of mafia films, but the select few that are good, like Scarface, Goodfellas, Casino, Godfather Part 1 and 2, Donnie Brasco, one of my best gangster films of all time. If no one's seen that, like those are the ones you want to cherry pick. Everything else you can kind of like glance over.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
I guess because your answer was the trilogy, Dan. The second one, I'd be interested for you to see, because I'd like to see where do you fall if you think the second one is better than the first, or if it's not as good as the first but still a good film. For me, at least, I think the second film is on par, but gun to my head, I'd give it to the first one.
I agree. Same with me, John. Same with me.
Some great films, though. Dan.
Marlon Brando.
And there's a section in Godfather that is Christmassy, so watch it for Christmas, Dan.
Goodfellas as well. They got a Christmas scene in that. They could buy a tree.
They do. They do. Guys, we got the third sexiest man on YouTube. It's Jace.
Oh.
Jace.
Am I on there? Oh, hey. It does seem like it lagged a little bit. Sorry about that. What's up, everybody?
The next person in line is Mr. Joe.
Nani?
Joe, you've never seen this film?
Holy shit.
No. No.
Excuse me?
It's like John said earlier about everyone and their mum and their great mum and their best friend's mum. I've kind of seen it through clips and just seeing stuff. I've just never seen it. I've never seen one bit. No one scene in my entire life.
Of any of them, or like just the original?
I've only seen the one with what's the one? What's the Russian guy? If he dies, he dies. Who's that guy?
I haven't.
I only seen Rocky 4. I haven't seen Rocky 1.
Well, okay, but 4 is like arguably the best one.
Hey, Adam, I'm not missing out then. Maybe I'm missing out then.
Okay, and here's the thing. That's why I said arguably. Even if you don't think it's the best, it is absolutely like up there. It's definitely. But at the same time, I mean, man, that doesn't mean
watching clips
you're able to skip the original, Joe.
I saw bits of Rocky 4. I won't lie to you. Mainly the first part. So maybe the trailer.
Oh,
maybe not at all. But yeah, so I haven't seen the first one. Just not go around to it. It's one of those films where you should have seen. I just have seen like Raging Bull. I've just never seen Rocky.
I'm so disappointed.
No.
I want to take you out, but I won't, because you are my brother.
Redemption.
Joe,
don't be surprised if you've lost a subscriber.
Yes.
No.
It's John Bond.
Not my dude.
Joe, it's so surprising. I think that the first Rocky, and I will use some Jace terminology, is arguably the best Rocky film. I adore the first Rocky. It won Best Picture at the Academy Awards that year.
Really?
Yeah, it did. It won Best Picture. And I love it. I showed it to Frances. The beginning of this year, we had a Rocky marathon, and she loved the first Rocky. And Rocky Balboa is one of her favorite characters in film.
I'm intrigued now.
Dude, it's just, I'm not going to say anything that's going to surprise you. It's an underdog story for underdogs. It was the first of many to come after it. It's become a cliche now, but Rocky started it.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
And
it's like all the tropes begun in that film, essentially.
Yeah. The Rocky franchise is a great franchise, not including 5. I think 5 is a bad film. I think 5 is embarrassing. 4, I know, is a cult classic of sorts. People love 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love 4. I think 4 has moments that are classic, but I don't think 4 is good. I don't think 4 is a good movie.
Wow, I'm surprised. If you just don't like it as much as the others, that's one thing, but just it's not a good movie.
It's not as bad as 5. 5 is horrible. I think 5 is horrible.
5 is the one where he's not even in a boxing ring, right? They're out in the
Isn't that one with
I know the bar or something.
Wasn't it Tommy something?
Yes.
Tommy.
Yes. Yep.
Tommy. I didn't know that because I had the Rocky game on the PlayStation 2 at my friend's house.
Dan, what do you think about Joe's hot take here?
So I don't know if you guys are gonna hate him more or me more. I don't like Rocky. I only watched it for the first time last year. And it took me. I started it Friday night. I was just bored, so I stopped it. Did the middle Saturday night, just bored, so I stopped it. Sunday, finished it. Liked the ending, just the boxing ring part, which is 5 minutes, and then didn't like it and don't really want to go on. I was bored. It was a slog for me.
Oh my god!
I feel like I'm the Death Star, and like Dan's my deflector shields. He just deflected me from it.
Joe said he hasn't seen Rocky, and Dan said he kills puppies. Dan, that's crazy. Well, Mr. Jace, I'd like to know, what is your number 5 most popular film you've never seen?
Are you doing it in order of what I sent you?
No, I'm doing it in order of what you say.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Awesome. In that case, I'm going to start off with one that's already been mentioned, so we'll get out of the way. Maybe there's some conversation people could add in. I have yet to see The Sixth Sense.
What?
Yeah.
Boo on you, my man.
You know, the saddest part is this. I already know. I mean, it's like impossible not to know. Like, I already know the twist. So that hasn't necessarily like stopped me from watching it, but I don't know. I mean, trust me, I know I have to. It's inevitable. I have to see it at some point in time. But yeah, I don't know. I feel bad that I haven't seen it.
It's
like with the Godfather when we were saying, like, I feel bad that I haven't seen The Godfather yet, but at the same time, I don't know. So yeah, but like I said, I know the big twist, so I feel like I'm gonna see it from such a different perspective for the first time.
Yeah, yeah, I knew the twist too before I knew the twist too before I watched it. But I don't know. I still liked it. It was scary. It had some jump scares in it.
Yeah, Jace, I get what you mean about knowing the twist. Everybody knows the twist. Everyone and their moms,
Yeah.
how I like to say, knows the twist is a sixth sense. But you want to know it's something surprising? My wife, Frances, did not know the twist. So when we watched it, she was shocked.
Oh, wow.
See, and that's like the feeling that I want from watching it. Like, for example, I obviously won't even say close to what it is, but Shutter Island has what I consider to be you can never look at that movie the same again once you've seen it the first time. And I feel disappointed in advance that I know I'm not going to get that out of Sixth Sense. But I guess, if anything, I'll try my best to see if I can pick up on the clues, like everyone mentions that when they rewatch it and stuff.
Gotcha. Every time I watch it, I still feel like it's worth a watch, even without knowing the twist, because it's one of those movies that lay out Easter eggs within the runtime. So within rewatches, you appreciate it a bit more. You see things that you didn't see before. Now you see it, and some great performances. I think it's one of Bruce Willis's best performances. Haley Joel Osment as a child actor at the time, he was great in that film. A younger Toni Collette is in the film.
I love Toni Collette, man.
She is amazing.
It's also got one of my favorite soundtracks in a movie. I love the soundtrack for Sixth Sense.
It's a number 4.
What was that supposed to be?
I don't know. It just came naturally to me.
Guys, this is number 4, and we're coming right back to me. What is my number 4, you may be asking? I'm asking myself, too, as I look for the picture.
John, I'm so intrigued.
Jesus.
I've never seen that one.
Guys, this is what I'm a bit scared to put out there. I mean, there's some out here that are
shockers.
Guys,
let's do it, John.
I've never seen Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh my God.
I've never seen Tim Burton's Batman that came out in 1989. I've never seen it.
Wow.
I think I think that's worse than Die Hard. I think
Yeah.
It's a
think that-
shocker.
because you're such a superhero dude. You know what I mean? You're a thinker. You're my hero anyway. Maybe I put you on a pedestal. It's my fault. But I think no, but it's I just can't believe it. That was the first superhero film I ever saw in my entire life.
Hey, Jace.
Jace, run away,
Yeah?
Jace, run! It's too late for us. Save yourself.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I don't know. Am I? What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Here's my number. Here's my number 4. It is
Don't look, Jace. Don't look.
Tim Burton's Batman. I've never seen it.
What the fuck? Bro!
That's how I felt inside.
I just added another syllable to the word bro because I'm that shot. Come on. Oh my God, bro. John.
I know, man. I was devastated as well.
For fuck's sake.
That's an OG. The soundtrack, everything about the film was amazing. Everything,
Dude, especially wait, hold on. Have you seen Batman Returns? The second one with them? Oh, okay. Well, holy crap. Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
I haven't seen the Tim Burton Batmans.
Dude, okay, as someone who appreciates movies as much as a man like yourself, dude, they are such iconic films. You would love them so much just because of the artsy style that they put on, and it's so different than any other take for that alone.
They hold up so well.
It would make you that much more hyped up for the fact that Michael Keaton's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Batman Begins was my first review.
Yes.
Batman 1989 was my first review. Sorry.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I saw that review. I haven't seen it, guys. I haven't seen it. I just have not gotten around to it. It's all these films. So real quick, 2 things about every film I'm about to say in this stream. 1, they're all in release date order, so it just gets later in the date.
Okay, it's a good idea.
Yeah, so mine's are just in release date order. And 2, I haven't seen these films because I just haven't gotten around to it, and that's it.
I'm shocked though, man, by Batman. That Die Hard I can understand, but Batman I just thought like he came out the room with like a little VCR tape of it.
No, that's Jace. That's Jace.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know.
There's so many good quotes from that movie, man.
Yeah,
never dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, or like
never another man's rhubarb.
Let's get nuts, dude. Oh my gosh, John. You know what you're doing after the stream.
Where does he get all those toys?
I know, HBO Max. HBO Max. I know. I'm sorry, guys.
The museum scene is worth it alone. Just that one scene is worth the whole film, and the film's amazing. But that one scene is.
I've always found it weird. They retcon Batman's origin story, and Joker killed his parents.
It's based on like the gangster version of the Joker that kind of the animated series went with, where the Joker was a gangster before, and then he became the Joker. Like Jack Napier was his name in the Batman film. But yeah, they've done it like that. But yeah, it works in a weird little way because it goes with the story, and then the whole as from point A to point B, it kind of concludes in the way it does, and it all makes sense. Like I wasn't disappointed with it.
Yeah, I'm not really mad at them for doing that, even though it's not like the normal way. Look, they switch up so many things so many different times, right? With all their different iterations of it. So I felt like it worked for that particular take.
With that being said, let's put the hate to Dan. Let's put a little of the hate to Dan now, man.
It's a fun stream, but we're gonna die.
I feel so insecure. My self-esteem is horrible right now.
Hi down there,
Dan.
I don't think it'll be as big as yours. Were shocking, really shocking.
What's your number 4, Dan? Your number 4.
My 4 is
what?
Schindler's List.
Oh, banana hammock.
Yeah, Schindler's List. I have not seen it. I want to though. I own it. I own. I don't know. But it's a cool set.
What is up with you owning all these movies you haven't seen?
Well, that is Dan though. Dan has like
that's a normal thing. I don't know, for me at least. it's just I have a lot of movies that I have not seen. But I want to. I think I have it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it.
Let's make a list.
Yeah, I just haven't seen it.
A Schindler's List. I can't talk. I can't talk.
Shingle bell, shingle bell, Schindler's List. Make a list tonight.
That's it for.
No, John, come back.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
I don't want to be in the bottom. Dan, help.
Pardon?
Wait,
Joe.
Jace will be in the bottom again.
Yeah, that's how he likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
That's what I
subtle
was
when I
gonna
heard that.
Guys, Joe, I know you shot Schindler's List. A couple
did
of weeks
Schindler's
ago, right?
List, shy shid. I'm Tiny Tim, I am. Yeah, I watched it last month. Sorry, I'm gonna get the giggles in a minute. I'm Sean Connery. I saw Schindler's List. No, I watched it last month because when I watched Halloween Kills, I got into a bit of a documentary watching Rampage about how films are milled. Hey, Missy.
What the fuck is happening to us?
Let's all laugh at him. Let's all laugh at him.
Get out of my room. Get out of my head. Okay, no. Anyway, this is such a fun stream for all giggly reasons. No, but I watched it last month because I watched these documentaries. I went through all these Steven Spielberg. I watched Making the Jaws, watched Making Schindler's List, and it's such a good film. And it's one of those films where it's one of those films you need to watch, not because you can watch. You need to watch this film just because things like this in history shouldn't be forgotten. And you need and just to see how bad it really was, and even in the film, it's not as bad as it really was, because there's a lot worse in real life. But it's such a good film. And the soundtrack is amazing, acting is great, really iconic scenes of the girl in the red coat. Liam Neeson, and who's the other guy who plays Voldemort? I forget his name now.
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, he's in it. Great. Like he should have won an Oscar for that role, in my opinion. But yeah, great film. You have to see it, Dan. See it at some point in your life, but you need to see it.
All right. So with that being said, Jace, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I have some thoughts, and that's the fact that Dan and I are clearly on a similar page with this, because this happens to be mine as well. I thought it was. I know. That's why. So my shock was not from you having not seen it. It was the fact that you own it and haven't seen it, which I thought was kind of funny, but I can understand. And then also because I was like, damn it, that was one of my picks. So yeah, I know. I love me some Liam Neeson. And I think that it sounds like a really compelling and gripping story. My parents, especially my mom, I know I think it was my mom that told. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel bad if that wasn't the case now. Someone in my family told me about this, and I believe it was my parents. And they hold it in really high regard. So I know it's one that I have to check out. And I just kind of feel bad that I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Do you guys think this is Spielberg's best 90s film?
No.
No?
Nah.
What do you think? I think I know what you're going to say, but say it.
Now go for it. I want to see if you say it.
Jurassic Park.
I know. I would say that's my favorite. I don't think that was his best. I think that's my favorite film of all time.
Oh, okay. Then I think I know then. If I'm not right here, I'm just going to give up on life. Saving Private Ryan.
He's right.
Ah!
Here's a what? Okay, no, prize is gone. You won a bottle of rum.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Joe, let's talk a little bit about Pan's Labyrinth. You've never seen Pan's Labyrinth. I know our fellow Cinema Squad member Shawn from Lost in the Reel will be very angry with you.
He would disown the crap out of me if he was here right now.
You're so lucky Shawn's not here.
No, there's some films that just slip through the net. Like Catch Me If You Can. I've never seen another Spielberg Tom Hanks film, but just because there's just some that don't, and I think it's because of UK marketing as well isn't too great with some films like that. Like I think like in America, everything's boosted way more. You get all the best clothes first, and this and that, and blah blah blah. But in the UK, Pan's Labyrinth you hear about, and it's just like it sounds a bit too like there was bad marketing. If I'm honest, there was nothing about it. It's only since really joining YouTube and seeing the status it's got now as a film. I've actually bought it. I bought it from CEX.
Yeah.
With one of my haul videos, GeekyHiJynx Reviews. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. But it's no, but it's a film that I definitely want to see because it's definitely I like Labyrinth with David Bowie, and I like frying food with a pan. So if you put both together, it could be the greatest film I've ever seen.
That's exactly what you're going to get out of it.
Logic.
So I saw Pan's Labyrinth for the first time, I think, back in July. For those of you that may not know, I came down with COVID a couple months ago. And it was because of that COVID that the Cinema Squad shooting the Shiznits became a thing. Anyway, I really liked it. It's not... I want to be careful because I know Shawn's going to be watching this, and it's his favorite film. It's a good film. With biblical undertones. It's very graphic at times, and there's obviously a metaphoric nature to the story. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say. Would I recommend it? I'd recommend it. Why not? Like, watch more films, guys. Watch more films. Expand your mind. And that's really all I can say.
That was better marketing than the UK got. Like if that was on a side of a bus, I'd have been like, I want to see that. But yeah, you made it sound really good.
Joe, maybe you don't know this, but the entire film is in Spanish.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was so I didn't know it was Spanish. Yeah, I knew that much.
Dan, you've seen it, right, Dan?
Yeah. So I'm kind of with John. I mean, Shawn already knows how I feel, so I could say whatever I want. But I didn't love it. I was a little bored at times. But I do want to watch it again. Most movies, even if I'm bored the first time or I don't like it, I like to give movies a second chance. Unless it's like, I don't have an example right now, but there's some movies that I don't want to watch ever again. But like this, I do want to watch again because I think I'll like it more. Because sometimes you like stuff better on a rewatch. I
enjoy it. It's a bit bizarre in the sense of like, there's definitely, you can't say like, oh, that reminded me of this. It's very much in its own pocket, if you will. Okay. The first time that I ever saw it was in high school Spanish class, and I just remember sitting there thinking like, all right, what the fuck are they showing this for other than the reason they're speaking Spanish in here? Like, this is good. Because as was mentioned, there is some graphic stuff, and there's like some very creepy imagery. And I'll say it's because it's not a spoiler, but like the dude with like the eyes on his hand, like, that, like that's just it was like I remember seeing it and being like, yo, this is like a horror movie or something.
Kind of.
But overall, it's a very like intriguing film to watch. It's how much you take away from it, or if you would watch it again is always up for discussion based on what you like. But it's one of those where it's like, yeah, that was a very unique thing to see, and I'm glad I saw it because I doubt I'll see anything ever like that again.
Number 3.
Woohoo! Here we go.
It's a me.
It's a
Chris Pratt.
It's back to me. Like I've had the most hate this whole time.
I can't wait for it.
And it's gonna continue. Trust me. It's gonna continue. Holy crap, man. Like I didn't think you guys were gonna hate me that much.
I can't wait, John. This is tantalizing.
So this is one where I've seen the first one, and I've seen some of its sequels. I just haven't seen this one.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I just haven't seen the best one, that's all.
Yeah.
Damn.
John, no, John, that's the worst. It's getting worse, John, as the night progresses for you. John, you know those video games like Call of Duty Zombies when you have the waves? This is wave 3. Okay, it's getting harder for you, my friend.
I was thinking in my head like, oh, I want everyone to be like entertained during this stream. and like people
Are you
just hate me
sweating now?
People just hate me. Like I do. We have like 30 comments right now.
John, I can't. John, that's that. Die Hard, I can understand. Some people have missed it. Batman, yeah, maybe before your time didn't cut it yet, but Terminator 2 is like one of the greatest, if not one of the best action films ever made.
I know.
Like,
It's one of
by
my
far.
favorite action films. Yeah.
I know.
I feel like it was also one of the ones to like handle time travel in a semi-respectable way that was like understandable for a general audience, but also like didn't it wasn't like convoluted within the story. It's now become convoluted with what they've done with it, but at that particular time, it fit really well within like the story and everything. So yeah, man.
But I will say I only watched it for the first time a few years ago, probably a couple years ago. So I only watched it for the first time recently.
The main thing is you've seen it, Dan. That's the main thing.
And you barely escaped.
This man, on the other hand, he's a very naughty boy. John, I can't believe it, man. What I'm going to say, John, is I'm very jealous of you in a way because you could literally on a Saturday, tomorrow, put on all 3 of those films and have the best film session of like recent years. So I'm very jealous of you right now.
Dan, come on, bro. You got to beat me. What's your number 3, Dan?
I might beat you. My number 3, with a kind of reboot sequel coming out in December, is the Matrix trilogy.
Oh, sorry, is that the Matrix poster?
Yeah,
that's the Matrix poster.
I've not seen any Matrix movies.
Any.
It's supposed to come out in theaters. Matrix is coming back to theaters, so I might see it in theaters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't see the new one if you haven't seen the others.
No, Matrix 1 is coming to theaters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Man.
Oh yeah, okay. So like I'll just say real quickly, and it's been a while since I've actually seen any of them. I've actually been very excited to revisit them myself with it coming to theaters, the newest one. But I can definitely say this. The first one's the only one like truly worth seeing. I'm not saying don't watch the other 2, of course, but the other 2 are more so like don't watch them for the same reason that you watched the first one, which is because it's an amazing groundbreaking, mind-blowing movie that was like a kind of almost a first of its kind-ish type of way. It was kind of like setting the path for other movies to follow in that genre. The other 2 are just strictly, they're just like nice action sequences, but like it just kind of falls flat on its face story-wise for the most part anyway.
So Joe, I wasn't old enough to really see the Matrix in theaters when it came out. How was it really like? Did it take over the world like I hear about it nowadays?
Well, back in my day, Sonny Jim, when the Matrix was the most blind blowing thing. No.
Joe is 45. 45.
Yeah. We were like, people are flying. How are they doing this? So
The internet?
When it first came out, I remember everyone just saying they had to see it like multiple times because it was just too mind-blowing for people to comprehend what they'd seen. And people committed suicide when the Matrix came out.
What?
Yeah, because some people actually believe they were in a system. People, if you read about it, people commit suicide that year because that movie got to people so badly. Because like anything new and revolutionary can affect people. Like the first film, you must have heard the story of the first film ever shown, the train coming towards the cinema screen, and everyone screaming because they think the train was coming to them. And the Matrix had a more mental effect than a physical one. But when I first saw it, I didn't have that problem. I wasn't like I can fly. I wasn't nothing like that. I was nothing like that. But it was a great film, and I think the good thing with the Matrix is you can watch the first, and it still holds up. I think they made the second two because money. Yep. But the first one was made kind of like some films you watch and they're like made and they're self-contained and you can watch them and enjoy them, but because there's no universe being built or sequels being set up. That's the Matrix 1, but because the sequels are okay, like Jace said, they're okay, but if you want to watch the fourth one, you have to watch all three of them. And the Animatrix is good. Really, if you've never seen Animatrix, that fills in the gaps of the movies. That's good too.
Don't know if this is a hot take. I think the Matrix Resurrections doesn't look too good. I don't think so, at least.
I think the posters look terrible. I think we could do better jobs with thumbnails than they've done with the posters. They look a bit too much like almost like deviant art style posters with John Wick playing Neo. I think visually it looks good. I think the trailer was just really well made. I mean, you all know what trailers are like. Trailers can be amazing and be terrible films. So I'm going to go in not hyped, but the trailers hyped me. But then now with a straight mind, I can think, you know, I'm going to go in, and as long as they do something with it, that's what I can really ask for.
All right, let's go.
Mine aren't anything crazy. Mine are just ones I should have seen, like based on me. I'm like, yes.
You have not seen 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I know there's there's some films like this that I should have watched, because like I'm very much a big man on watching the films like the classics from back in the day, like King Kong, Angels of Dirty Faces, all of them. You know what I mean? Like all those kind of films. Jace is laughing to himself on the bottom right. I don't know why. Get over here.
I didn't know if it was coming through. I was pouring a drink and I was hoping that it wasn't making noise.
Yeah,
I wish I heard it now. Now, just like Space Odyssey is one of those films that it's kind of like that you should have seen, because it's whether it's just like the top 10, the top 50 lists of films you should see before you die, and that, like, do I want to see it? Like, what's it going to bring to me as a film lover and stuff? But it's one of those films I want to see. One, just so I can say I saw it, and two, kind of like Pan's Labyrinth. There's a lot of like deeper levels and meanings to it than just being like a film set in space. And like I've seen so many like documentaries on it, like Rocky. I know the plot points to a degree, but I still want to see it. Like Clockwork Orange. I've seen most of that, if not all of it. But like I love The Shining, love Clockwork Orange, like I mentioned, and yeah, this one I've just missed. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but yeah, that's all I can say on that. Forrest Gump.
That's all I can say on it. Forrest Gump. Joe, I also have not seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, and it's not on my list because it tends to. What I've been seeing is that a lot of people haven't seen that film.
That's what I mean. It's a strange one that you're meant to have seen it, but so many people just haven't. I think it's that pressure to see it that's putting people off, and I think it's just the pace as well. Like whenever you see it, like when you watch if you watch a trailer of Terminator 2, you'll be like, oh my god, I got to see this film. But like Space Odyssey is just the guy going, "Hello, David." Yeah, that's Space Odyssey. That's a Space Odyssey. It doesn't really put you in.
Oh my god. I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say.
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it recently-ish.
What?
Because it's on my poster, like Joe was saying, it's on the top 100 films to see, whatever. Greatest movies of all time. So I watched it. It's a visual spectacle, like the 4K. I don't know if it was a 4K transfer or if it always looked that good, but it looks really good. But it's a little boring, and yeah.
I can't wait to watch it.
You sound like the robot from the movie.
Hello. What are you
Jace,
doing?
Jace, have you seen it?
I've never seen like in its entirety, just sitting down, watch it front to back. But I think in different times I've collectively seen it all together. If that makes sense. And the ending's super trippy. Like for the time, I can only imagine for when they didn't have the stuff that comes out nowadays. And then when you see something like that at that time, of just like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
And it's also like a very, take from it what you will type of ending. Like it's hard to make out exactly what's going on. And there's actually a lot of, I think that's like a big thing, is the whole theories behind of what that actually is, of what the ending is trying to entail. But yes, it's interesting. I think it's one of those, like, because it's just an iconic film, like you feel obligated to watch it. But like Dan said, from what I can remember, is that it's not like the most compelling where you're sitting there like, damn, dude, what happens next? It's more just like, I'm watching this to be able to say that I've watched it, and yeah, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was a bizarrely unique movie.
So Jace's number tres.
Oh, no.
All right,
Jace.
I'm guessing this one is probably going to start to generate some sort of an opinion. So I haven't seen, as far as it's a franchise, so this is not just one movie. I haven't seen past the 4th Harry Potter movie. So yeah, so I've seen up to that point. And that's that.
No.
And I'm disappointed in myself.
Jace,
There was just real quick, I'll say there was no reason, right? Just like how kind of we've been saying about certain movies, there's no reason we haven't seen it. There is no reason I stopped watching them. It's not like the 4th one came around and I was like, all right, I'm done with this. I still liked it. So I feel bad because yeah, I haven't gotten around to the last 4. There's 4 more, right? There's 8 altogether.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
I adore Harry Potter. It is one of my favorite franchises. I know, Dan, it's one of yours as well, right?
Yeah.
I guess you've kind of lessened the blow by saying you want to watch, you just haven't. So you've lessened the blow. It's a great franchise. I know someone doesn't think so. They all think they're.
Oh no, I think it's all right. I love the books. I've read them all.
Oh, okay.
I prefer the books to the movies. And I think that's what I kind of dropped off after the 4th one, to be honest, because I found, I know they go darker, but like it's the first 4 books, they how the films came out. Obviously, there's some bits cut for time, but that's how I envisioned the film in my head. And when I got to the Order of the Phoenix, I just felt the pace on that book was really slow. And I just felt myself like thinking, okay, this is, and then it got to the Half-Blood Prince, which was good. That little twist ending with Dumbledore, if no one's seen it. And then, yeah, I kind of dropped off. I just found it went a bit too dark for me. Whereas the first 4 books had a bit of light sprinkled in, some more fun moments. And the films look very grey as well. The latest ones looked very grey. Like there was something with the hue and the contrast. Or it just looked very like grey. Not that blue hue the last ones had. I can't put my finger on it, but it didn't look as appealing as the first 4, where there was a lot of color.
Oh, it's true when you talk about the color grading. I think it was done purposefully, though. I like the fact that it gets darker, Joe. The fact that I was able to grow up with the Harry Potter films. That Dan agrees, right? That we were able to grow up with the Harry Potter films. How the first couple are such kid films, and the last become very much older teen type films. I adore the lore that it's able to establish. Some of the characters are amazing. I'm not really the biggest fan of Harry himself, but the characters around him I adore, like Snape, Sirius Black. And again, the lore, the magic, the world it's able to establish. Literally, everyone wants to talk about astrology, and I'm the only one here just tell me your Hogwarts house. That's what I want to know. I love it. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I love it. I agree with everything you said. The lore is just so good, and it just feels so magical when you're watching it. It just, yeah, I love it. But yeah, no, I like Harry, but yeah, no, I get what you mean with him. But there's just so many good characters.
I'll tell you something very interesting. My brother went to the area where J.K. Rowling wrote the book, and he went to like the cafe that she wrote the book in, and he went to like the castle and the graveyard. And as you go through the graveyard, basically all the characters of the book are on the graves and stuff like Tom Riddle and so. So she took all the inspiration for the names of the houses and the characters from names she used to see in her town. And the priest in her hometown is called Harry Potter.
There's no way, really?
Honestly, the vicar in our hometown where she used to go to church is called Harry Potter. And the place where she went to the cafe in, she couldn't afford food or drinks. And she used to write a book in there because it got out of her headspace. It's like and she couldn't afford food or drink or coffee. So the guy said, look, we can give you free drinks and food, but if you do become famous, we want a first edition Harry Potter book, like from the Philosopher's Stone. Sorcerer's Stone. And when she got big, she gave her first edition to the guy that ran the calf, which is cool.
That's so cool, though.
Oh my
I
god.
like that.
What's
Yeah,
your favorite, by the way? What's your favorite Harry Potter film out of the bunch, just out of interest?
Dan, how about you start?
Oh, it's hard because either Deathly Hallows Part 2 or Goblet of Fire, the fourth one. Goblet of Fire is my favorite of the books. And then, but Deathly Hallows Part 2, I watch like every birthday.
Yeah, you told me that the other day. Yeah, I don't think Deathly Hallows Part 2 is as good as a movie as many people put it as. I like the first part more than I like Deathly Hallows Part 2, believe it or not. But my favorite is Goblet of Fire. I adore Goblet of Fire. It used to be Prisoner of Azkaban, but upon rewatch, it's number 4, Goblet of Fire, which is the Triwizard Tournament. It has Robert Pattinson is that one. He plays Cedric Diggory.
Yeah.
I really adore that film. And I think it was the transition where like it starts off very like the other Harry Potter films, and then it cuts to like super dark, someone gets murdered, and the movie ends dark. It's like, oh man, I like it. I really like it. I really adore it.
The fourth one is with David Tennant's in there as well, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, now I feel like even though I've seen it, I would actually want to rewatch that, because for me, out of the ones that I've seen, at first, just based off my first gut instinct, the second one actually is like my initial favorite out of what I've seen. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about I'm not saying it's like the actual best movie out of all of them. There's, I think, something especially about like the Tom Riddle sequence, and then like the snake, like the whole end sequence with the snake. There's something about that just seems so epic to me. So I don't know. There's something about that one that resonates with me a lot.
I love you so much, Jace, but I don't like Chamber of Secrets that much.
See, and to be fair, maybe I would go back and I'd rewatch them all, and I'd probably be like, nah, I don't know. But like I said, there's just something about, especially that end scene with the snake. That's just something, for whatever reason, it really, really just stands out to me.